YouTubers. So if you follow my videos, you'll know that I put this Curtis cab on back last for the winter, to use in the winter last fall, and after I had spent quite a bit of time getting a hold of it, stripping it down, painting it, preparing it, and fitting it to the 425. Well, these are great cabs, and I found it very useful in the winter. It's nice and warm, and it works great. But of course, the thing is, these Curtis cabs, they're not you don't just slip them on for the winter and then take them off. So it's now June, and I mean, we're cutting grass, and of course, the cab is part of the tractor now. So that's fine. I've gotten used to actually, mowing grass from inside the cab. It does feel a little different, but it works fine. And those doors, of course, do slip off. So I will be, from time to time, slipping the doors off when it starts getting warm. But there's no doubt I'm going to need more than just the doors open to feel cool inside there during the hotter summer months. So when I bought this, it came with a lot of bits and pieces, including the heater, which I did, of course, fit. And I think I did another video on plumbing in the heater and all that sort of thing. But it also came, at that time, a nice Curtis fan, which I took apart, cleaned up, made sure it was working. It's all in good shape. Now, this fan was originally fitted up to the from the ceiling, up in the front corner there. Now, I've tried to minimize having things attached to the ceiling on this. I don't want any more holes. I filled in lots of holes in restoring this cab. I don't want to be adding more holes at this point. So I've decided to fit this fan. I think it'll be great to use. But where I have the heater down there on the heater bracket, I'm going to mount the fan. I believe it'll be a great place right on top of there. It's a perfect place for it, pointing straight at the driving position. So I don't fancy mounting it right on top of the heater. I think that's not a good idea. So I've come up with a slightly different plan. I've got this bracket. It's a straightforward, corner bracket for reinforcing, carpentry. I'm going to loosen off the bolts down the side there. This will then slip down there, and then I can clamp it up and re-drill this for the fan. So the fan will be just above the level of the heater, sitting on the bracket. So I'm going to start drilling it and mounting the fan, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so the Curtis fan is now mounted to this bracket. I've mounted it with 2 bolts and also some double-sided 3M tape sandwiched between the mounting, the actual fan mount and the bracket. And then underneath the bracket I've got some foam strip there to cushion it. And then after giving this bracket several nice coats of John Deere paint, I realized that it needs to ground. So I've scraped off a lot of the paint so it ground hopefully between the heater and the heater bracket. I've loosened it up, and hopefully that's going to slip down there now. Okay, so that bracket did as I had hoped, slip perfectly. It's perfectly sized to slip between the bolt holes, and therefore slip between the heater and the heater bracket. So I can tighten up those heater bolts down there now, and that's in place. Hopefully it's well grounded. We'll find out in due course. Then I have to run the live wire along with all the other wires up and around to come down to the switch console over there. That's the next job. Okay, so the fan is now installed. I'm sitting in the cab, and the first effort I had made to turn it on wasn't working, and it was the ground. I didn't have a good ground, so I ran a ground wire from the fan up to a ground loop I have up the top there. The black wire at the top is a ground loop I have going around from serving the rear lights. And of course, once I gave it a good solid grounding, it was great. So let me show you how it's working, because it's pretty good. I'm quite impressed by the amount of air it's generating. All the doors are closed right now, and here we go. I'll turn on the fan over here, and then I have the switch off over down here. It's a 2-speed, so there you go. Now that's the low speed. I can really feel that here quite nicely. And when I click to the top speed, obviously a little more noise, but it's a really nice breeze in here. So I'm hoping that's going to help come up when it starts warming up. And of course I can, I can just slip these doors off in seconds, and maybe even take out the rear glass as well easily. So that's it. So let me just turn this off quickly. So, well, thank you for looking at my video. If you've enjoyed this and you find it helpful and interesting, please give me a like. And better still, if you don't already subscribe, please subscribe. That way you get to see all these videos that I've been putting out. I do it for fun, but it really is, hopefully it's helping other folks that have the, the 425, 445, 455 series of tractors and various implements. So again, thank you for viewing and have a great day.